Hey everybody, it's Brian. Just catching up with you. Oh, my hair's kind of crazy. Just out for a walk. Catching up for you, catching up with you, and doing a quick recap of today's trading. And just let me share my screen with you over here. I'll show you where we ended up for the day. Let's see if we can get this on the screen. Here we go. So this morning we talked about a couple of different things. I talked about what I was looking at on the ES, what I was looking at on gold as well, and then we talked about some potential trades in forex based on what we were seeing with individual currencies and the way they were moving as the new session really got underway. So over here on the futures, in the futures market, watching this level, I mentioned 29.91. As we came into this, we were back here at 8:30. So prior to the market open, we had pushed below it. I wanted to see what this candle was going to do. Unfortunately, it never really got anywhere for me. We bought it off of this, pushed up, but didn't really lock in too much profit. Locked in a little bit of profit. Came back, closed below, and I looked at trying to buy it again when it pulled back over here and gave back some of that profit. So ultimately, end of the day on the positive side of the scale, but not certainly not tipping any account balances anywhere with my positive outcome. Ultimately, as we can see for the day, we have not really moved off of this. I mean, it's just been a couple of ticks either side of this, couple of points either side of this 4-hour support / resistance line of 29.91. Right now, we have broken and just closed below it, and we seem to be hovering right around here at this 29.90, 29.91 area again. Might be an opportunity to sell it if you're into trading later in the day. I'm not. My trading day is done, so I'm moving on. Gold was the same thing. Gold was down here when we came into the new market session and pushed up right to this 1492 area, and then repelled off of it just by a little bit and then pushed on through. I didn't trade any gold since I was in these S&P trades over here. So ultimately, nothing really to get too excited about. On the foreign exchange side of things, this morning we were talking about what was happening with the pound and looking at selling the Aussie dollar or the US dollar against the pound. Those trades actually worked out pretty well for us from an outcome perspective. Let me just find this over here. This is the US dollar. When we were looking at this trade, it was right around over here at this 127.40 area. We can see that's pushed on quite a bit to 128.50, so that's moved quite a few pips up in our favor. The Aussie did as well, looking at selling those against the pound. Same thing here, got a little push initially, and then this one's kind of leveled out for us. Didn't really do too much, but it has moved higher on the day since we had talked about going into those trades. So ultimately, all in all, we had a pretty decent trading day. Remember, it's all about the process. It's not about what you or I think is going to happen, or what any talking heads say is going to happen, or any other trader that's out there that you follow on Twitter says is going to happen. You've got to develop your trading plan and then trade your plan. It doesn't hurt to listen to those things. I mean, if you want to know what's going on in the news or what other traders are thinking, that's fine. But don't let that influence your decision on what to trade or how to trade it. Remember, develop your plan, something that works for you, because there is no plan that just works 100% of the time for 100% of the people. That does not exist. You've got to create your trading plan that's going to be best for you. Some people say, hey, I'm going to look at support resistance levels. I'm going to have a stop loss that's X number of ticks beyond that, and I'm going to have a take profit that's Y number of ticks beyond my entry. And they don't move anything. It's either going to be a whole profit taken or a whole loss taken. That process actually it can be profitable over time, very profitable, because more profitable than using a trailing stop, because you're getting much larger wins than you are losses. That works out very well mathematically. Other traders, myself, for example, I like to trail my stops and lock in some profit along the way. That doesn't result in as great of wins. I'd still want my wins to outweigh my losses, but it does make me feel better by being able to ratchet off my risk and then lock in profit as the trade moves in my favor. Another way to do things. But again, there is no perfect way. There is no process that just works 100% of the time for 100% of the people. You've got to develop your process and then stick to it. It's all about the process. It's not what any talking head on MSNBC says. It's not what any person that's a trader in Twitter happens to talk about what they're doing. You've got to be able to kind of block that out and look at it with blinders and trade your own plan. And when you trade your own plan, then you're going to be consistent with your method. And as long as your method gives you a slight edge and you are able to exploit that edge time and time again in the marketplace, then you're going to be successful over the long term. And that's what it's all about. And that's what I try to show you here on MakeMoneyFromYourLaptop.com. We just get into some really, really, really simple processes, very, very, very simple strategies that work for me, and they make sense, and I feel like they're duplicatable for you so that you can achieve the same things as well down the road. So that's it for my trading today. From this point, what my day typically consists of is I pop over and I start going through. I mentioned this week that I'm going to be sending you some emails about a new series called Money Revealed. That's amazing. The first few videos that I've watched there have been absolutely amazing. So I'll be sharing that with you this week. I'm also going through this YouTube spec ops process that my friend Joe Marfoglio has put together so that I can start growing this YouTube side of things, which, you know, I'm posting everything on Facebook and YouTube, but I'm not tagging anything on YouTube. The YouTube channel is just kind of out there. It's a bunch of videos that nobody watches. So I want to get some eyes on that stuff as well. So I'm going to be going through that YouTube piece to learn how to grow a YouTube channel. And I'll share that with you as we, you know, continue to move on. After that, then I look over at what's happening in the support queue for the other business, which is Complete Currency Trader, and I try to support our members there as well. So that's kind of my day, and just not that you care one way or the other, but I figured I'd share it with you because those are things that I do that make me money from my laptop. You know, whether I'm traveling in Boston or here at the house or out, you know, when we were in China earlier this year, or, you know, Argentina, wherever it might be, we have that freedom of lifestyle and freedom of location because of the things that I do here on my laptop. So I'm going to just keep letting you into the little things that we're doing, that I'm doing, and sharing those with you so that maybe one piece of this sticks out to you and you can do that as well. And that'll help you generate some additional income as well. And that's what my goal is. I want you to be able to do the same things and generate additional income from your laptop to give you that freedom of location, freedom of time. All right, so anyway, that's it for now. Have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.